Beautiful rendition of Aron Levine there, and it looks like referee Jared Devlin's getting ready to throw in this ball. Thanks everybody for rejoining us here for this T-Met Armagh Senior Football Championship quarter final. Maghery on the attack in the early stage. The ball bounced over the head. It's now to number 9, Ronan Lappin had it there. He's named at midfield. He doesn't seem to be playing there. Ball kicked up in the air by Shea Tennyson, and it's bounced over towards the corner, and Maghery on the attack in the early stages here. I'll give you the team just when we get a break in the play. Ball recycled out. It's here Conor Mackle. Conor Mackle on the ball. He fights off one defender. That's big James Lavery on the ball there. Aidan Falker, the danger man. Falker generally needs it's a throw up. No, it's a free out. Falker. Aidan Falker's been called up for charging. I'll now run through the teams very quickly. For Carrickcruppen, number 1, John McCullough. Number 2, Carl McVerry. 3, John McGill. 4, Faker Bradley. 5, James Hughes. 6, Conor Boyle. 7, Barry Loughran, as Maghery are on the attack here. 8, James Loughran. 9, Stephen Harnell. 10, David Kelly. 11, the man with the famous name is Billy Joe Padden. Number 12, Stephen Loughran. 13, Conor Sloan. 14 for Maghery is Paul Keenan, and 15 is, for Carrickcruppen is of course Paul Keenan, and 15 is Declan Monaghan. And we come now to the Maghery team, and number 1, John Montgomery. 2, Kevin Nugent. 3, Oisin Lappin. 4, Jared Campbell. 5, Conor Mackle. A great catch there from James Lavery in midfield. 6 is Stephen Cusick. And Maghery on the just joined there. Paul Falker with the ball. Falker looks like he's been fouled, and that's going to be an opportunity for a point for Maghery. Number 5 is Conor Mackle. 6, Stephen Cusick. 7 is Darragh McConville. Number 8 is James Lavery. 9, Ronan Lappin. 10, Aidan Falker. 11, Jack Lavery, and a change to the programme. Number 12 is Shea Tennyson. 13, Stephen Fox. 14, Stephen Falker. And 15 is Paul Falker. With Maghery now have the opportunity to get the first point of the match. We've played about 2 minutes here, and that's it's looked like Stephen Falker there. Stephen Falker, number 14, after about 2 minutes. And Stephen Falker gets the opening point from a free kick there, and that's a Maghery 1 point, Carrickcruppen no score. And the ball out in midfield. Ronan Lappin there was contesting that one for Maghery. The ball's been played down. First attack for Declan Monaghan, going to the ball there for Carrickcruppen, and it looks like Maghery have the ball in the persona of Darragh McConville. Ball's kicked forward towards Aidan Falker. Aidan Falker, one of the Armagh stars on this Maghery team. One of, I think is it 3 Falker starting? Yes, three Falker starting. There's another couple on the bench. Always the old cliche when you're playing Maghery is that if you can sort out the Falkers and the Laverys, you're doing all right, but it takes a fair bit of doing. Maghery, of course, again having another great season in the league as Carrickcruppen attack, but that ball's too quick there for Declan Monaghan, and we've played about 3 minutes here at the Athletic Grounds. 3 minutes here, and folks, don't forget to get in touch with us on the internet, Twitter at Armagh_GAA, www.armagh-gaa.net/TV. You can leave our comments there. Brian Fox, he said, I think he might be a Maghery man. I wonder is he related to number 13, Stephen Fox. Maybe Brian will get in touch and tell us. He says that it's mad that he can't watch the Ireland final and whichever part of the globe he is, but he can watch Maghery play Cruppen. And we're absolutely delighted to have you along, Brian, and we'll hope that you and the other Gaels in far-flung parts of the world are enjoying us. Number 7 for Carrickcruppen, Barry Loughran, plays the ball forward, and now here's that man's Declan Monaghan. He's been prominent in the early stages. It was the first time he's got his hands on the Lathroids, but that's been cut out, and looks like number 9 there for Ronan Lappin involved there for Cruppen. Jared Campbell. There's an injury now for Maghery. I think apologies, I've been mixed up by Maghery's and my Cruppens. I'll try to avoid that. A bad habit to pick up at this stage. But Aidan Falker was almost luckily he was getting through there. But James Loughran on the ball for Carrickcruppen. They emerged from defence over the terrace side of the goal. They have a Maghery man down, and we've played 4.5 minutes here at the Athletic Grounds, and we have 1 point to Maghery and no score yet the Carrickcruppen men. And here we are, Maghery down the corner. That's been misjudged, and it's Declan Monaghan again on the ball here for Cruppen. Misjudged by his marker Kevin Nugent. Monaghan's here, might looking to take advantage of the mistake. He's had a pop, but that's gone to the left and wide as we look at it here in the commentary box in the Athletic Grounds. course, we've already had one game here in the team at Armagh Senior Football Championship. Cullyhanna triumphs St Patrick's 2-12, Sarsfields 1-11. The game, decent game of football. Cullyhanna always had a bit of a comfortable lead. They were 7 points up heading into injury time. A late goal gave them a scare from Sarsfields, but they just about did enough. Speaking to the Cullyhanna men between the two games here, they're not overly excited about the performance, but glad to be there, glad to be in the semi-final along with Crossmaglen Rangers and Ballymacnab. And of course, we'll have the draw live, and that's foul there on number 4, Fikra Bradley for Carrickcruppen. And referee's given that, and that's Billy Joe, the man. He's played for Belturbet, he's played for Mayo, he's played for Armagh, he's played for Carrickcruppen. He's concentrating on Carrickcruppen today. Paul Keenan on the ball. Paul Keenan looks like he's been fouled, and yes, the referee's awarded that, and this will be an opportunity for Carrickcruppen to equalise the game here at the athletic grounds. Don't forget, it looks like Connor Sloan looks like he's going to be taking this free kick. It's about difficult-ish angle. You'd probably expect the corner forward to score it from here. Don't forget, folks, to get your comments in at Armagh_GA. And Connor Sloan has converted that, and that's a point. Connor Sloan with the free there for Carrickcruppen. And it's 1 point each here at the athletic grounds. Nice, reasonably sedate start to this game. Not too much between the teams in the early stages. Two teams really feeling their way into the game, trying to work each other out. And it'll be John Montgomery for Maghery who'll kick this ball out. Maghery, of course, second in the league at the minute. They'll play Armagh Harps in the crucial and James Lavery. He's rose like a salmon there, and the ball was delivered in by Stephen Fox, and it's dropped down dangerously, but Carrickcruppen looked to have just done enough. There's a player down, he dived to the ground, and looks like here come Maghery. That's Lavery, and that has been fired over the bar by Jack Lavery. Excellent score. Carrickcruppen looked like they dealt with, couldn't quite manage to play the ball clear, and after 7 minutes in the athletic grounds, Jack Lavery has fired the ball over, and that's Maghery points. It's 2 points to Maghery, 1 point to Carrickcruppen, and the Carrickcruppen man is down. He requires some attention from the physio at this stage. First point from clear there of the game from Jack Lavery.
And we would appeal to the owner to return to it immediately and to please move it.
Announcement coming over is often a problem we have here in the urban setting in the cathedral city. The announcement over the intercom, somebody's left their car in an awkward position. We hope that'll get sorted out before we have an angry mob of residents descending upon the athletic grounds this afternoon. Stephen Rafferty's watching the match. Good luck to Maghery from the referees in Portadown. And he says Armagh's TV is brilliant, and we're certainly delighted to have you along in Portadown, Stephen, as Maghery attack here. Ball down to the corner, and it's under pressure there. That's a difficult call, but that's been given to, seems controversially, the Maghery crowd aren't too happy with the linesman there, but the ball's gone to Cruppen. It'll be number 4, Fikra Bradley. He's played that short, and it's gone as far as Stephen Harold now, the Armagh county man. Stephen Harold established himself in the Armagh team this year. He advances out of defence. Under no real pressure at this stage, James Lavery, those two players will know each other. They've formed a formidable partnership for Armagh for large parts of this season. James Lavery and Stephen Harold, opposing teams today. That's the beauty of the county championship. Fikra Bradley kicks it far, but I think it's perhaps his opposite number in the Maghery corner that's going to pick that one up and emerge from defence. Pass along the terrace side, Maghery. Quiet game so far, not perhaps the buzz you would expect from championship football. Sometimes that happens, the crowd get excited after one game. Sometimes the second game it takes a little while to get going. Conor Mackle's called for the ball, and he's eventually got it. Conor Mackle over here on the stand side, but his pass forward's been cut out very effectively by David Kelly. And that'll be a sideline ball to Maghery. That's taken quickly, and there's a collision. There's a coming together in front of goal, and it looks like that's going to be a free in a very, very scoreable position for the Lochshore man. So you'd expect that Maghery will convert this. It looks like it'll be Aidan Falker taking the. Looks like it'll be Aidan Falker who'll be taking the free here to extend the Maghery lead to 2 points. Eamon Nugent here is making a comment around the commentating, suggesting about Mark's making some sort of comparison with Mark's side. I'm not quite sure if that's meant as a compliment or not. I'll take it as such, Eamon, though I suspect that I wonder is that a bar. But thanks very much, of course, everybody, for donating your £1 to Armagh TV to watch. We're delighted to have you along. We've had a excellent crowd so far for all the this is the fourth of the T-Bet Armagh Senior Football Championship matches. We've had a great crowd along. We're delighted with the numbers that we have. We're delighted with your support, and we're again thanks to the team here at Armagh TV led by Kevin Fox. For the assistance and for getting these matches out streamed, and we're particularly aware of the Gaels far and wide, Australia, America, and Dubai, and further afield. And we're delighted to be able to provide this service to them. And let us know where you're watching the game from. www.armagh-gaa.net/Armagh TV. Don't worry, as I read this out, you're not missing anything. There's been a bit of physio treatment, and as yet, Aidan Faulkner has not taken the free kick. It looks like he's about to take it now, and he'll hope to put Maghery 2 points clear. We've played almost 11 minutes here at the Athletic Grounds. Aidan Faulkner with the kick from the ground. And he's converted that. That's meat and drink to free taker of Aidan Faulkner's prowess. I almost called him Aidan Nugent there, still at the Cullyhanna man in my head from the previous game. But that's 3 points to Maghery. It's 1 point to Carrickcruppen at this stage. We've played 11 minutes. And that's a substitution at a very early stage. Number 18, Conor Faulkner. We've another Faulkner entering the fray. Looks like there's been an injury there. I haven't quite picked up who that is, who's been withdrawn. It's Paul. It's one Faulkner for another. Unfortunately, Paul's picked up an injury, and he's been replaced by Conor Faulkner here at the Athletic Grounds. And Faker Bradley on the ball. He's been prominent in the early stages. Kieran McVerry now, and that's gone as far as centre half back Conor Boyle. Carrickcruppen mid-table outfit in the Armagh Senior League this year. A team with a real championship pedigree, former county champions, and they often say the championship pedigree counts when it comes to this stage of the year. Of course, Carrickcruppen gave Crossmaglen quite a scare last year in the semi-final. They'll be hoping to get at least that far again. Of course, nobody wants to play Crossmaglen again. Paul Keenan over here. Paul Keenan heads toward goal. Paul Keenan still going, and this is very dangerous. A transfer to the centre half forward, and that was saved by Billy Joe Patton. Had an effort there, but that's been well cut out by the Maghery goalkeeper, and that ball been kicked out as far as James Hughes at Carrickcruppen. And David Kelly here. David Kelly kicks the ball over. He's trying to use the full width of the field. Kicks the ball over the corner. I think that he slightly overkicked that one, and it'll be a Maghery sideline ball coming out of defence. Maghery building from the back here patiently. We played 12 minutes here at the Athletic Grounds. Number 5 for Maghery, Conor Mackle emerges with the ball. He's played it to James Lavery. And that ball's out. I think it's Stephen Cusack now attacking. Stephen Cusack attacking menacingly. Number 13, Stephen Fox on the far side has found a bit of space. I wonder can his teammates pick him out. But no, it's broken down, and Carrickcruppen on the ball. Free kick to Carrickcruppen. Taken by David Kelly. Long ball forward to Billy Joe Patton. I'm sure Billy Joe will be looking forward to his native Mayo playing the All-Ireland final next Sunday, but for the time being it's very much Armagh football on his mind. That's been cut out by Maghery, and it's Jared Campbell who emerges from defence. Maghery, many people's dark horses to have a good run, I suppose. Pearse Oaks were very much seen the pecking order of Armagh football as being the number 2. They were ruthlessly dispatched by Crossmaglen Rangers, who showed all their trademark decisiveness on Friday evening in a comfortable 10-point victory over Pearse Oaks. Maghery would now seem to be perhaps next in line, pretenders to the crown, league champions 2012, going get well again this year. But they'll have to get over the challenge of the Carrickcruppen men first. Stephen Faulkner taking a free kick close to the sideline over the terrace side of the goal. He'll be about 35 metres from the end line. Very, very difficult kick. The wind seems to have died down. The wind was a huge factor in the match between Sarsfields and Cullyhanna earlier. Seems to have died down, and that's good. It's a good. It makes for a fair game of football if the breeze isn't making too much. And that's an absolutely fantastic kick from Stephen Faulkner. We've played 14 minutes here at the Athletic Grounds. Stephen Faulkner's got his second free of the match, and it's Maghery 4 points. It's Carrickcruppen 1 point. And Maghery very much the game going to form, I think, really in the early stages of the game. The bookmakers made Maghery hot favourites, 8-13 favourites heading into this game, and they're certainly living up to that billing at present, but very early stages. It's funny, I suppose, so far in the Armagh Senior Championship quarterfinals, we haven't had a really tight game. We haven't had a 1 point or 2 point tussle where the match has been absolutely in the melting point heading into injury time. We had that. Well, that's a high ball and that's a dangerous one, but expertly fielded. But the referee's given it free to Maghery in any event, but superbly fielded in there. Maghery on the counter attack. And that looks like James Lowry. James Lowry always plays a game at his own pace. Superb footballer, James, and that's it. He didn't look like he was fouled there. The referee not interested. And Carrickcruppen number 4, Faker Bradley's been on the ball a lot in the early stages. And Carrickcruppen emerged from defence. And that's going to full forward, Paul Keenan. Paul Keenan, a big strong man there in full forward. No doubt Cruppen will be tempted to play. And that seems to be actually the full back. The full forward of the full back, John McGill, I suppose there's modern football in a nutshell there. Connor Sloan now on the ball. And Stephen Harold, I think. And Stephen Harold knocked to the ground. And that'll be a free kick for Carrickcruppen. That's played very quickly. And that's as far as Declan. No. Too quick. Played too quickly for the referee's liking. Don't forget to get your comments in, folks, on the Twitter at armagh_gaa, www.armagh.net/armagh TV as Carrickcruppen have the free kick opportunity here to get back within 2 points. I think it's Connor Sloan on the ball here. Sloan with the effort, and that's high, wide, but not so handsome. That's just to the left and wide. And the score remains 1 point to Carrickcruppen. Maghery 4 points at the Athletic Grounds. Again, going to form so far. You wonder perhaps the game that Maghery had, they weren't overly impressive in dispatching Clevie. They would have been very warm favourites against Clevie in the first half of the first round of the Team at Armagh Senior Championship. Clevie, a team that struggled against relegation. They beat Drummond last night. That was their final league game of the season. It might be enough for Clevie to avoid relegation, but of course if St Paul's were to win the intermediate championship, then the Clevie men would be down. But despite their poor league form, Clevie more than put it up to Maghery in the first round. Maghery had only 2 points to spare, and many neutral observers thought they were quite unfortunate not to at least get a draw out of that game. And as it was last game, of course, we mentioned this last night, and it was Stephen McDonald, the Armagh stalwart. What a player he was over the years for Clevie and Armagh. He played his last ever game of Gaelic football alongside his clubmate James Duffy, and he wished both of those individuals all the best in their retirement. An excellent effort there, but that's going to drop slightly short for Maghery. And of course, we all know that Steve McDonald won't be too long out of the game. He might have hung up the playing boots, but he'll be Armagh under 21 manager next year, and we wish him all the best in that particular role. And Barry Loughran here for Carrickcruppen. Barry's guilty of holding on to that, guilty of holding on too long, and Shea Tannison has grabbed the ball from. Looks like he's going to take the free kick from Maghery. And no, in fact, it's going to be James Lowry. I don't think James is overly fussed on kicking it, but he's found him on space. He's gone backwards. Sometimes you have to go backwards to go forward. And Maghery fairly patient here. Reasonable control of this match at this stage. That seems to be centre half back Stephen Cusick. That's an effort. Is that from Cusick? And that has gone the whole way over the bar. And excellent point from Stephen Cusick. Superb effort from way out the field after 18 minutes. Excellent point for Maghery, and they now lead here by 5 points to 1 at the Athletic Grounds. And really, while we've only played 18 minutes, you really would think that Cruppen need to get into this game. They're in danger of letting this T-Met Armagh Senior Football Championship quarter-final get away from their grasp. The ball's floated out wide there, harmlessly wide, and it'll be Maghery will be kicking the ball out. Don't forget the draw for the semi-finals of the Senior Championship are coming up live on Armagh TV after this game. We know Cross McGlen will be there, we know Pierce Oaks will be there, we know St Patrick's Cullyhanna will be there. At the minute it looks like Maghery will be joining them, but very early stages to that ball's kicked down and well caught by Barry Loughran there. Barry Loughran seems to be playing about midfield. He's a tall man, and that's a great burst forward from James Hughes, but the effort wasn't so. The attack looked like it had potential, but in the end it petered out and the ball's gone wide. Carrickcruppen have only scored 1 point now. We're heading up almost to 20 minutes of play. Don't forget to get the comments in, folks. www.armagh-gaa.net/ArmaghTV, and the Twitter handle is @Armagh_GAA. Quiet on the Twitter at the minute. I think maybe people are still trying to digest the second game that we had between Cullyhanna and Sarsfields. But well, hopefully a decent game in the making here. As I say, we haven't had a real championship game that's built up to crescendo. Barry Loughran's kicked that ball in for. That's aiming for Paul Keenan. Keenan's risen in the air, but he hasn't quite been able to get it. And it looks like Maghery are going to take the ball out of defence here. And the ball's been kicked down, and that looks like Aidan Falker. Aidan Falker very prominent in the early stages here. A fine footballer, of course, Aidan Falker. He looked like he was fouled there, but even under the severest pressure, he seems like he's beaten his marker. Just cycle the ball out. That'll go back as far as James Lavery is. James Lavery wouldn't be known for scoring, but he's going to have an effort here. He's had a kick, and it's a fine effort from James Lavery, and that's going over the bar at the Athletic Grounds. A superb score after 21 minutes from James Lavery from the Armagh County man, and that is now Maghery 6 points, Carrickcruppen 1 point. Excellent score, absolutely superb point. I must say, I'm sure James will forgive me if I say that I wasn't overly confident when he went to kick that one, but he produced a super effort and wasn't under too much pressure, I would have to say. That ball's booted down the field by Stephen Cusack and towards the dangerous Maghery forward line. We'll have Stephen Falker. It was not one. If Aidan Falker's not on it, it's generally Stephen and Jack Lavery there tackling. You'd be concerned for Carrickcruppen at this stage. You'd have to say, they didn't have a first round match now, and it's happened to Crossmaglen were able to defy the lack of a first round match, but the game we had earlier today between Cullyhanna and Sarsfields may well be that the extra game stood to Cullyhanna. Here's number 13, Conor Sloan. Conor Sloan, he's heading towards the corner, he's turned back in to James Loughran. James Loughran will be looking, the ball's been cut out. And really Carrickcruppen, the final pass is going astray for the Camla men, and this ball been cut out very well there by David Kelly for around midfield for Carrickcruppen. That's a long ball again, Keenan, that's gone over Keenan's head. In fact, the referee's given a free. I think he feels that Paul Keenan was impeding going for that ball, and that's going to be a free kick. Seems like they were trying. It's Declan Monaghan with the ball. I'm not sure he's going to be taking it. No, it's going to be Conor Sloan. Is going to have the effort after 22 minutes here in the Athletic Grounds. His St Patrick's Carrickcruppen, they trail by 5 points here at the Athletic Grounds. Conor Sloan hopes to cut that deficit. Fairly scoreable free here. Probably Carrickcruppen, the wind has died. It did die a little from the second half. Whatever wind there is would be at Cruppen's backs in this half. It'll be certainly helping Conor Sloan, but that's gone over the bar. He's used the advantage of the breeze, and that's a point for Conor Sloan. It's the second point of the game for Carrickcruppen. Conor Sloan's second point of the game also. It's Maghery 6 points, Carrickcruppen 2 points. Ronan suggested it's freezing in the stands and they need heaters now. I know with Armagh TV we were trying to bring Armagh football. We were trying to bring it into the new technological age. I'm not quite sure that we're going to be able to stretch the heaters in the stands. Sorry about that, Ronan. We'll do our best. I'll bring it up with I'll try to bring it up with the county board meeting, but I'm not quite sure that that's going to meet with success. Anybody else has any perhaps more serious suggestions, feel free. As Carrickcruppen are awarded a free kick here. Referee's brought it up for a little bit of afters following the award of the free. Carrickcruppen been in a little more in the last 5 minutes. They've had a lot of the possession, but they really need to turn it into scores, and perhaps David Kelly's long ball in is going to do that, but no, that's gone wide. Number 15, Declan Monaghan, couldn't keep it in, and it'll be a Maghery kick out. 24 minutes played. And Paul Heaney, delighted to have Paul Heaney along with us here, and he's an expat abroad, and he says that he's delighted with the service that's being given. Delighted to have you along, Paul. Ball kicked out by Maghery goalkeeper John Montgomery. And perhaps so it seemed like two Maghery men got in each other's road there. Shea Tennyson's trying to pick up the break the ball. The game's got quite scrappy just for a moment there. Barry Loughran attacking down the stand sides. And there's with midfielder James Loughran. Plenty of Loughrans. Loughran, one of the names always associated with Carrickcruppen football. The referee spotted something off the ball. He's taken over number 9, Ronan Lappin, from Maghery. Referee's decided he's going to have a word with him. Not exactly sure what happened here, but I'm sure. But the referee, yes, yellow card for Ronan Lappin of Maghery. And Billy Joe padding out the free. Ian kicked quite short. Billy Joe's had an effort from range, but that's going to tail off. That's as we look at that's going to the left and wide. Cruppen missing a couple of chances. They've had plenty of possession over the last 10 minutes, but not really looking like cutting down the deficit too much. 6 points to Maghery, 2 points to Carrickcruppen. And it'll be Joe Montgomery with the kick out here again. Long ball out towards James Lavery. James Lavery seemed to go with that one hand and wasn't able to collect it. And Barry Loughran, he's been having an excellent game for Carrickcruppen. He's picked it on. He's attacking now menacingly. He's moved 20-30 yards forward. Barry Loughran, but that's a wasteful effort from Loughran. And I think that's 4 wides in a row now from Carrickcruppen. They've had the possession to get back into the game, but unless they get their shooting boots on a little more, they're gonna have to improve certainly in that facet of their play. Don't forget, of course, the draw for the team at Armagh Senior Football Championship semi-finals is coming up after this, immediately after this match on Armagh TV. John Montgomery with the kick out here. John Montgomery kicks it out. Again, all the Maghery kickouts are aimed at James Lavery. I suppose that's perhaps no surprise when you have a midfielder of Lavery's prowess. You're going to try and kick the ball to him, no doubt about that. And that's Lavery again with the long ball forward. That's as far as Stephen Falker. Stephen Falker turns. He's had an effort. I think it's going to drop short. Yes, it's dropped into the hands of John McCullough, the Carrickcruppen goalkeeper, who's played it out to David Kelly. David Kelly's playing a withdrawn road. He's number 10 in his back. He's certainly not playing his right half forward. Paul Keenan's also moved out. He's the ball in midfield here. He's 14 in his back. And the referee, quite tempestuous game in the just in the latter stages of this first half. Played 27 minutes of the half in the athletic grounds. Barry Flynn certainly be the more worried of the managers at the minute, though I'm sure Sean McCabe, John Joe Cooney and Eamon Robinson of Maghery will be worried that the team have conceded so much possession recently. That wasn't a great ball from Stephen Harold, but he got away with it, and Carrickcruppen are coming forward here. David Kelly plays the ball in towards Declan Monaghan. Declan Monaghan gets a hold of possession, heads towards goal. Wasn't fouled there. He's a man with Stephen Harold on his outside. Will he know Monaghan looks like he might have a bit of space, goes with the outside of the boot, but that's tailed off and wide. Bit of a collision. That's 5 wides in a row now for Carrickcruppen. Disappointing. We have a Maghery injury there. Doesn't look good. The man writhing looks like he's in quite a bit of pain there. I'm not quite sure who it is, but we wish him a speedy recovery, of course. And don't forget, folks, get your comments in on Twitter at armagh_gaa and www.armagh-gaa.net/armagh-tv. And breaking the play here, so it'll be a kick out for Maghery when we get going again here. John Montgomery's kicked a lot of ball out over the last 10 minutes or so. Just a break in the play here. And the mentors and physios are emerging from the field back to their spots on the sideline, and it looks like John Montgomery will be able to get this game going again. We've played 29 minutes of first half in the athletic grounds. Ball, and that's again the Carrickcruppen starting to pick up a lot of break ball in midfield. That's James Loughran to Stephen Harold.
At the end of normal time in this half, there will be at least 3 minutes of added time.
3 minutes of added time. 3 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. There have been a couple of stoppages, so about 3.5 minutes to play in this first half. Maghery leads 6 points to 2, and perhaps value for their 4-point lead. However, they haven't played too much football in the last 10 minutes, and Cruppen will be disappointed that they haven't been able to get a bit closer. Maghery, very dangerous forwards, of course. The ball been patient in defence here, not too much tackling, not too much in the way of pressure on the Carrickcruppen forwards, just in the early stages as Conor Mackle, and that ball's been kicked forward, long ball, and Aidan Falker looks like he's going to be able to get there. Yeah, Aidan Falker has the ball, trying to inject a little bit of life into this game. Aidan Falker, decent ball there from Aidan Falker. Maghery on the attack, over the terrace side of the pitch. They're having a look. Is there going to be a shot taken on? There has been a shot taken on, and the ball's gone wide. The ball's gone wide there. Difficult shot, difficult angle. Perhaps no surprise it went wide. We played 30 seconds of injury time, first half injury time. Another 2.5 to play. John McCullough kicks the ball out for Carrickcruppen. Gain the ball down to the... Oh, that's a poor kick out. That's gone. Maghery, that's meat and drink to the Maghery men. They've got the ball. James Lavery again. Here's number 6, I think it is. Maghery bursting forward. The centre half back. Here's the chance. Absolutely. And there it is, the goal. That's the goal. It's Conor Falker, the substitute. Conor Falker came on for Paul Falker, and he has announced his introduction with aplomb here in the athletic grounds. He did a great burst through. I think it was Stephen Cusack bursting through, and it's come to Conor Falker, and he made absolutely no mistake, and that's an absolutely crucial score in the first half injury time. Carrickcruppen, we mentioned five wides in a row. 5 wides in a row for Carrickcruppen. They could have been back within a point or two. Instead, they're now facing an absolute disaster. A 7-point deficit at the break because Conor Falker has hit the back of the Carrickcruppen net for Maghery, and Cruppen try to get themselves back into the game. But I suspect that that's a crucial score from the Maghery men. But Carrickcruppen, they're not giving up. They know how important it will be to get a score. We've played 32 minutes here. Carrickcruppen have a scoreable free. A scoreable free, and they really need this. This will be an absolutely crucial score. But that point really wasn't, or sorry, that goal there was an absolute disaster. I think this is Conor Sloan on the ball. Conor Sloan about to take the free, I believe, for Carrickcruppen. And the free has been taken. It's been kicked and gone over the bar. And that's some consolation for Carrickcruppen. But, really they'll have been disappointed. Yes, that's Conor Sloan with another point. I think that's Conor's third of the game. For Carrickcruppen. But some consolation. Carrickcruppen have scored 3 points. Have all come from Conor Sloan. But Maghery scored 1-6. And that's ball poor enough effort there, poor enough kick out. That's going to be Carrickcruppen, possibly a chance. There can't be too long left. We've played, I think, about 2 minutes and 40 seconds of injury time here. And that's David Kelly. David Kelly pumps the ball, but that's been cut out very well by the Maghery defence. And we suspect that the Jared Devlin will soon blow his whistle for half time. But no, the ball's come back here. And Paul Keenan's heading towards the corner with this one. He's under a lot of pressure. He's throwing the ball out. And Maghery has got very, very scrappy down the corner, and the referee has seen enough. He's seen enough, so there we are, half time in the athletic grounds. It's Maghery 1-6, it's Carrickcruppen 3 points. Again, Maghery very much the better team in the early stages, but Cruppen came right back into it in the final 10-15 minutes of the half, but couldn't get the scores they needed, and he suspected that will be an absolutely that was a hammer blow to the Camla men with a Conor Falker goal. So it's now Maghery 1-6, St Patrick's Carrickcruppen 3 points, and join us again for the second half of the match. Thank you very much. Dan Gafoyle, Harja.